stones, all that we fought for. Homes, places we've grown, all of us are done for. And we live in a beautiful world. Yeah, we do, yeah, we do. We live in a beautiful world. And we live in a beautiful world. Yeah, we do, yeah, we do.
Hello? What? No, I know I was supposed to help with dinner, but I have a philosophy quiz tomorrow on this G.E. Moore guy, and I don't really... Mom, what is it? I can't even hear what you're saying. Calm down. Mom, I know. I'm on my way home right now. Mom, calm down. I can't even understand you. Ugh, what more do you want from me? Oh my god. Grades, I clean, I help as much as I can. What more do you want from me? Ugh. I honestly don't know what to do. This is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Stop thinking about yourself. Do what is right. Maybe I should just do what my mom wants and quit school for now and get a job. My dad needs the help. Don't be stupid. You need to get through your degree if you have any chance at all. I really want to finish school, but they need my help right now. Why is that my problem? They are such a burden. It shouldn't fall on me. But my dad, he needs my help. Shouldn't I do what's right? What is good? What would he do? I want people to think of me as a good person. I'm trying my best. Family is so important. They help me and encourage me. But we don't have enough money. I can't just cruise through my program and help them at the same time. It's impossible. But my dad... I'll quit school, get another job. We can get through this. You have to fight. You have to fight. But my mom, she needs me too. How'll she do it without me? I need to be a good daughter. It means helping my mom. It means taking care of my dad. It's crazy that my world seems like it's spiraling right now. Am I allowed to be so stressed about this? Should I really be concerning myself and consuming my life with these issues and thoughts? I should just do what I need to do and focus on my schooling, so I can try to focus on problems that matter. Especially after reading Aqueduct by Odell Perry. How do we in our society decide what are real problems to solve and what are just problems to put on the back burner, or problems that we can just work our way around and not really solve? Of course they matter to me, but this problem might have no right answer. I should just be concerning myself with bettering myself and this world. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel guilty worrying about problems like these when there's so much more going on in the world. I think Odell Perry really just wanted us to think critically about more than just our daily life, but the streets we walk, the city we live in, and the water we drink. More importantly than the things we see and do daily, but also the things we may not see, but are very much happening close by. Like how there are 11 man camps associated with the aqueduct in 1915, but in 3 years that number had doubled. The injustices and broken promises relating to the Indigenous communities of Canada still resonate today amongst the Indigenous population. However, it is misremembered or left out of Canadian history. How did I have no idea about these issues when they were happening just down the highway from my city? This is one small part of a big issue, all of which we had no idea about. It's embarrassing. Look at me, thinking I'm escaping the busy city life to find comfort in nature. On Landscapes by Susan Harrington, she tells us that the ideological use of nature and landscapes includes the viewers as accessories to the way we see landscapes. They're designed for us to not only view the landscapes as natural, but to view nature as landscape. She says that this thinking landscapes are nature is an issue. I mean, I can think nature is whatever I think it is. I don't care if it's not actually natural. It makes me feel like I'm in nature. It gives me a place to go when I feel out of control. I retreat to places like this. That's interesting. I guess there's no way to define good. I just need to weigh all of the positives and negatives against each other and think analytically about this. It just makes me think more about how I can design spaces for people to retreat to find clarity and comfort. Although the busy city life is exciting and ever-changing, these pockets of goodness and pleasure exist in the leftover space in the city. Not designed because they had extra space, but because they knew the city needed them. Harrington also talks about landscapes of regulation, and how specific design landscapes are often influenced by gender, race, class, and whoever will be using the space. I wish I knew more places like this. While it is important to know who occupies the space and who will use it, I wonder how we can try to design for everyone. It happens in places of the city, but it should happen everywhere. Places that bring people from opposite ends of the city to enjoy spaces with other groups of people. There's so much to be learned from different cultures and ways of living. I think that this book, more than any other book I've ever read, really highlights designers' intentions and values and how they are translated into designed landscapes. There will always be mistakes, there will always be an injustice, and the world will be ever-changing. We must adapt and continue to learn from past or present issues such as an aqueduct. Not to cover up mistakes, but to turn them into positives. Projects like the High Line, Promenade Plantée, Landschaftspark, Urban Outfitters headquarters are some of my favorite projects because they have adapted old infrastructure, underutilized spaces, and problems into spaces that bring people together and have new functions. I'm the type of person that never has confidence in my own decisions. I need a lot of validation from others in order to feel like I'm doing the right thing. I just need to know that my dad supports me in this. Even though my mom might disagree, I'll have to try to convince myself that what I decide is right. I have found so much clarity in this landscape. It is mind-blowing how the surroundings of our environment affect how we think and work through issues. Different landscapes can bring back memories, make us feel very specific ways, bring us back to the past, or project us forward. They help us to make decisions and be progressive, whether we know it or not. In Philosophy, a very short introduction, the author talks about the individual. He says how to some degree you can help others, the ones that are close to you, to live their lives the right way, but everyone has to follow the recipe for themselves. He says that success depends not on material conditions. He says that success depends not on material conditions, but on your attitude towards them. This book is really interesting because it's not directly related to landscape, yet it is entirely related to landscape. It makes me think about my life and the decisions I make and how my thinking about what ethics and being a good person is. My life experiences and values will always influence my design decisions, whether I realize it or not. Something that really resonated with me when reading this book has to do with reputation. Like I said, I always seek for approval from others in order to feel like what I have done is right and good, but the philosopher Credo brings up an interesting point about whose opinions we should respect. those of many or those of experts. He says we shouldn't be listening to the majority, but to someone who understands what it is to act right. His analogy is that if you care about what everyone thinks, you would damage your soul just as one would damage their health in listening to the majority instead of a doctor in the matter of physical health. This really made me think, not because I necessarily agree that it doesn't matter what others think of you, if they're a good person or not, or experts or not, but because it just makes me think about whose opinions I value the most. That, in my case, are people who inspire me, like my professors and my classmates, but also my family. I respect them so much, and I want them to understand me and the work that I'm doing, and what I'm doing in my life is what I need to be doing. But how can I do that when I don't even know what's real anymore? What do I believe? What do I question? How can I even begin to be analytical when I can't even decide? Even more cannot convince me. Is what I see what is real? Is it that simple?
You can see me, can't you?
Sinking like stones, all that we fought for. Homes, places we've grown, all of us are done for. We live in a beautiful world.
Hey, Mom. I know. Yeah, I know. I'll be home soon. I'm sorry. Okay. I love you. Bye.